Donations from the following.
New Health. This summer, you're invited to embark on your wellness journey with New Health. Their dedicated staff is here to listen to your concerns and collaborate with you to create a personalized healthcare plan that integrates with your lifestyle. Appointments can be scheduled at 509-935-6004. Prioritizing both your health and the well-being of your loved ones, New Health is committed to bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978.
KCHW thanks New Health for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by
Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
There we go. Had a little few seconds of an extra song there for us.
Come on, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that poor horse.
I like to think the horse is whipping him.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the KCHW Morning Show. It is Wednesday, September 25th. We are here live in the studio with myself, Sharon Ludwig, and the lovely Paula Randall. Good morning, everybody.
Sharon is lovely, too.
Sharon's the loveliest.
Sharon is awesome. She's like way more lovely than I.
I know.
Knock it off.
It just flowed off the tongue better that way. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say.
Paula's phone is always ahead of mine.
Mwahahaha. Okay, go back.
Really? Oh, you guys are watching different video feed, the same video feed at
and
different
I
times?
pushed on air.
I just go like that. And it, yeah, see? There you go. Good morning, Ken. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
happy
everybody.
Wednesday.
This week, we'll be learning how to use Facebook on our cell phones today.
Right? Well,
online. Ooh.
I think this is a slow morning. It's kind of overcast, and the sun is not fully up yet. The sun went down earlier last night, and I am just I'm dragging today.
So Ken had the same reaction. He's told us good morning.
Right.
And then he said, no pictures yet. Just like I did.
See? So
Yeah.
it's not just Sharon.
It's not just me.
Have I not switched? Oh, I
and
got
now
it
he says,
covered.
there you
There
all
we
are.
There we go. No, yeah, it's this morning for the first time in a long time. I woke up to the dark.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, like pitch. It was pitch
Dark.
black this
Yeah.
morning. I
Yeah.
even let the dogs out, and our back porch light hasn't been working. It's on one of those timers or a
Oh, yeah.
motion sensor,
Yeah.
and it comes on for like a split second sometimes, and then flicks right back off again. Something's wrong with it, but yeah, let the dogs out. And my dogs are afraid of the dark,
Uh-oh.
so they will not go out in the dark, and they'll sit by the door, and they kind of.
Come on, dog. Come on.
But
Because
you
it's
have
scary.
big dogs.
I do have big dogs. But they don't
You need
like
a
the
little
dark.
dog to be brave.
Yeah, to lead the march.
Exactly.
Oh, she's the scariest one.
Oh.
The little dog?
Yeah.
I know,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Not,
Colin is not afraid of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there
Fearless.
was a bear, we were hiking in the cedar grove on the border, and I was confident that if we saw a bear, Ruby, the giant lab that's like 65 pounds, would run screaming in the opposite direction, and Colin would be the one holding his ground, all 18 pounds of him.
I used to have a little rescue mutt that lived in Alaska. She was our moose and bear dog. We
Yeah, see?
we didn't have a fenced in yard, and every day we'd have moose in the yard, and she would go run out. I don't know how she never got stomped, but she would run the moose out of the yard, and then one day we had a new neighbor. It was a duplex who came straight from Texas. Decided it was really fun to go dip netting, and then brought all of his fish home. Proceeded to gut them in the front yard.
Oh,
Mind you, this is about 5 miles outside of the city in rural Alaska.
Did he get eaten
Got
by a
it.
bear?
No, but I told him, I said, hey, dude, what are you doing? We're going to have a bear in the yard in probably 20 minutes if you're doing that out here. And his response, oh, cool. We both,
no.
we both had kids. We both had dogs. And sure enough, within 20 minutes, there was a large brown bear in the yard. And my little dog, we knew it was out there because we opened the door and my little dog saw it and went immediately running towards the bear.
Yeah, I was going to say
And
little dogs.
The bear went running off into the woods. The dog went chasing off into the woods after the bear.
Gosh.
And we're like, all right, that
Goodbye,
was
bear. Yeah, goodbye, dog.
goodbye.
Yeah.
It was fun knowing you. And she came back about 10 minutes later, just wagging her tail, happy as can be. That bear was gone.
Oh my gosh. Did you see that fabulous video meme somebody sent? And it's a husky. It's some kind of a big dog with that really distinctive face. So like some kind of a husky, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a black bear behind the dog, and the black bear was like jumping and pouncing, and that dog was just slowly, head down, tail down, just slowly walking. And every time the bear did that little hop pounce thing, the dog would stop and kind of turn its head and growl, and then just start walking again, and the bear's behind it going hop hop. And it's like the epitome of like cool dog who's like, don't mess with me, mess with me.
Was the bear being aggressive or playful?
He was doing the hopping. It looked more playful versus
Okay.
aggressive. And the dog was just like, dude, you're being stupid. Go away. Yeah.
I believe they call that popcorning.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow, there's a technical term.
Like when dogs or animals, I know guinea pigs are really known for popcorn popcorning
Are you
when they get
equating a
exciting.
guinea pig to a bear?
Well, there are similarities.
Sharon,
just
we're
saying.
off on a tangent. So
I
early.
know. It's like, where is this going?
Have you ever seen the ears of a bear? Like if you look at just like a crop picture of their head with the ears, there's no way that can be a dangerous animal.
Huh.
They're adorable.
Well, that's because we grew up with teddy bears in our
know.
bed.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
well, I went to the grizzly, what is that grizzly place in Montana? And they tell you about how far away that grizzly can smell you and how quickly it can get close to you. And they don't look cute to me at
Yeah.
all.
I find them
They
adorable.
look like, giant 500 pounds of death. And I'm probably too low on the weight there.
Ooh, kitty. Anyway, so let's move on.
Yes, let's
move
start
away
our
from that.
show.
Let's go ahead and get on with the show, yeah. 84 degrees today with a low of 45 overnight. Some cloudy skies all day. Maybe a little bit of sun peeking out through the day. Yesterday we had about a 24% chance of rain. Now it's down to 9%.
Wow.
So,
I didn't see any rain yesterday.
No, I mean yesterday it was saying today. Yesterday the forecast called for rain today.
Oh, today. I
yeah.
thought you meant yesterday. There was never mind.
No,
The
that's
brain
okay.
was taking a while to catch up.
That's okay. We'll wake up by the second half of the show.
Right? We'll get
We
there.
have Jason Parents on our show the second half today, by
Is
the
he
way.
going to
Yeah.
bring coffee?
No, probably not.
And
Maybe if he's listening, he
you
might.
didn't
But
get in there because you were late.
I know.
are you calling her out on the air? Woo. So then we go to Thursday. This actually sounds really nice to me. 70 for the high, 50 overnight for the low. So it's going to be a little warmer at night, cooler during the day. I like that.
Well, so I saw that Thursday was going to be like 66. It was going to be super cold.
Oh.
Maybe mine needs to be updated. Let's see here.
Well, you know, there can be 20 forecasts and none of them are right.
Yeah, 69.
Okay. Well, that's pretty close.
Right? 4% chance of
But
rain.
that's only 1 from 70.
I
Yeah.
know. But it was more dramatic the
I
other
wouldn't
night.
call that cold. I would call that just right. Then Friday, 77 for the high, 44 degrees with mostly sunny skies, 0% chance of rain on Friday. That's going to be a great day for the Friday market.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That mid 70s, a little bit of sun, a little bit of clouds. That's perfect.
A little bit of a breeze.
Then 81 and 47 on Saturday, partly cloudy skies. Coming back, sun all day on Sunday with 75 for the high, 38 overnight. Monday looking at 75 for the high, 41 overnight. Mostly sunny skies once again. Again, no chance of rain anywhere, it looks like, in the near future until about the 8th of October.
Can I just say 8th of October? Do you know Tuesday, the 1st of October?
Mm-hmm.
1st of October.
It is.
Can you? 1st of October.
It's still July.
What in the world? I am not ready. Our haunt is not up. I'm freaking out.
You have a whole month. Just
Okay.
calm.
It still feels like September to me, but like
Right?
September
It is
of 2023.
September. Oh,
Right?
I don't know what happened to the summer, the fall, the spring. It's all just poof.
yeah.
It is so busy here in Chihuahua that the time just escapes from us.
Yeah.
Always, always, always. So who wants to take us through the school lunch menu?
You know,
some
I love
breakfast?
this. It's my favorite.
All right,
Okay,
let's do
so
it.
school breakfast today is Wednesday, so we'll have cold variety cereal. We will have a yogurt parfait. Did I tell you? Did you listen the day that I called the school and found out that has been canceled, the banana split thing? It was a banana with some yogurt in it, and I guess I didn't like that, so now it's actually breakfast parfait.
Ooh.
But the important thing about that is that
Right.
I was right because that was my guess of what
You
that
were
was.
Yes, you're
So
right.
All
I
right, you
just
have to
want I just want to point out that I was right. That's all I'm saying.
Where's the mark on the ceiling?
I know, right? We have to do a tick for Chuck. They have
There's
the
one.
opportunity for a breakfast smoothie, a bagel variety, super bakery bread, an English muffin sandwich, which actually sounds pretty good right now, or apple cinnamon oatmeal. Ooh, that sounds really good right now.
I
too.
wonder if they can have more than one or several of these things. I would hope so.
I would hope so, because that seems like a very small breakfast.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of bread.
Yeah, a lot of bread.
There's a lot of bread there.
Well, carbs, got to keep those energy, those machines running.
Gotta get all
Those little kid machines.
all the kids in school all energied up.
Yeah,
Where's the Red Bulls?
those are for lunch.
We'll talk to Jason about that when he comes on.
All right, and then for lunch, it is, of course, Asian Food Day, Wednesdays. So they're having pot stickers, chow mein, veggies, and fruit. And then tomorrow, they'll have a club sandwich, French fries, and veggies and fruit.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so lots of good stuff.
I never got a
Yeah.
club sandwich in school.
Doesn't that sound good?
That does sound good.
I know, right?
I never had pot stickers in school either. That sounds amazing.
I think at my school, they probably had something that they thought were pot stickers, but they were probably kind of like that soggy pizza. So, yeah.
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 What pot stickers versus soggy pizza? What?
You know,
Oh,
I
just-
don't even remember school lunches, and yet we had school lunches all the time. And when I was in school, you could get a month ticket, and then they, punched them. You know,
Yeah.
you had a month's worth, and you saved money by buying a month's worth. It was cheaper than the 35 cents a day to buy lunch. And
You
so
don't remember what you had for lunch, but you remember how much it was?
I do. Is that weird?
That
I
is-
do.
that is pretty weird, Sharon.
Yeah, but one of my favorite was green bean casserole. And it's just green
Oh,
beans
yeah.
and a tomato sauce and a little bit of hamburger, maybe. I don't know. I just loved that.
That's not a green bean casserole, is it?
Well, that's what they called it
That's-
at my school.
That is a version of a green bean casserole, apparently.
Say, Ken, the last day of the farmers market is October 11th, and that's when we're doing the pumpkin bowling. So yeah, and yes, all hail to Chuck.
You know what we call that? I'm going back to the
Yeah,
term
the
green
yeah.
bean casserole. So we take that with tomato sauce and hamburger and green beans, and we also add some beans, like ranch beans, and we call it cowboy casserole, and we put it over mashed potatoes.
No, because it's got to have.
And it's actually quite delicious.
It's like cream of mushroom soup and noodles
Yeah.
and green beans and
the crunchy
like there's
onions.
chicken or ground beef in there, and then you throw a whole bunch of cheese and Italian breadcrumbs over the top of it.
What?
That's green bean casserole.
No, that's what the French's onions that you get that you do on Thanksgiving. You do. There's no meat or cheese in there.
Okay.
But now we're gonna fight over here over what a green
And
bean
I'm pulling
casserole
us
is.
out of this because Paula's still ahead of me. Look at that. You got that comment from Ken.
Ken,
and
it's there.
mine is not there.
Well, you have to.
Oh.
Did you scroll up?
Yeah.
She's right. Hers is not there. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Do you have an iPhone?
No.
I have an iPhone.
No. How dare you?
No. Well, my kids are always trying to talk me into getting one, but I don't want to learn something new.
Don't give in to the dark side.
Give in to the dark side.
Okay. You have an iPhone?
I do have an iPhone.
Oh, that's
Yes.
why you're
That-
ahead of me.
That is right, Ken. Put the date on the calendar.
Right?
Hail to Chuck. That's right.
Well,
What was I
okay.
going to? Oh, I was going to go to the chamber.
The chamber.
Yes, I always have to look. See, I always have to go and get like my windows up. Sharon and I are sharing the computer because she is awesome. If I were sitting in her seat, I would so be slapping the other person's hands. But she's just cool.
Yeah, I don't care. You just go there. As long as Chuck doesn't say, would you read blah, 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 or would you tell us blah, 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 and I'm going, I can't. Paula stole my computer.
Right?
Well, tell you what. Did you have something you wanted to get into, or do we want to just go straight into the events?
Well, I can come up with something.
Well,
I always have ideas in my head, Jack.
it's 20 minutes
Yeah,
too.
let's get into the events because we have
Yeah.
a guest on the second half of the
Okay.
show. I know he's got
Okay.
lots to say.
And we have lots going on because
We
we are
do.
getting into October, which is so full of fun stuff.
But you know what? We haven't had a month that hasn't been full of fun stuff.
No, we haven't. But October is one of the best months of the year. This is
It really,
Really?
is.
that's
Oh my
when
gosh,
that's when
all
the
of
weather's
haunted house
best.
stuff,
That's
yeah.
when
Oh.
that's
It's
when
cool in the wind and it's dramatic.
and it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Coming
Oh,
up.
spring
and
is my favorite
right?
time.
I do like spring too.
Yeah.
Did you see the aurora were out again last night?
Yeah, I saw that.
Isn't that neat?
It's
KS was
been
taking pictures.
It's been a very busy year for the
Well,
for the Northern
lots of
Lights.
sun activity. We're in a high spot for solar, is that solar? Yeah, solar activity. I need coffee.
I don't mean to toot our own horn, but maybe it's because Northern Lights Radio is doing so well that we
see?
the Northern Lights are out for us.
Yes, and
Showing
you're
solidarity.
inspiring the sun.
That's
yes.
right. That's right.
I might be reaching a little far, Chuck.
Probably.
All right, we're ready. We're ready,
Okay,
Sharon.
you ready,
She's
Sharon?
organizing.
Okay, so today, soft
September
pickleball.
25th.
Yeah, September 25th, Wednesday, in case you woke up and you're not sure what day it is. Soft pickleball at the golf course from 9 to 11:30. And if there's anybody who's still a beginner and wants to join them, Wednesdays are especially for beginners. They have teachers and
Yeah.
they want to help you.
And I'm assuming they're going to stay at the golf course until they absolutely can't anymore.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bingo this evening at Fired Up Pizza from 6 to 7. Now, I had told you last week possibly that the Cougars were playing volleyball tonight, but in the new schedule, it has been lined out. So it's
Oh, no.
some way canceled. And I think that might be because they added a couple of them coming up. So I don't know. But anyway, there is no
Okay.
Cougar volleyball if you were planning on going to it.
Oh.
Tonight.
Well, then go have a nice date night or something instead.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
is that word you used? What is that word? Date?
Date?
Night?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
that? What is that
It's
thing?
where you leave the kids at
Everybody's
home.
supposed to have a date once a week or at least once a month with your spouse. you
What?
know?
People do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And with
see-
all the things going on in Chihuahua, of course, you
I
tag
know.
your kid along on your date night.
Oh, she's like,
She's right.
I mean, I don't ever see you out just alone, the two of you, on a romantic date night.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
I've seen
I don't
it.
think
I've
my
seen
husband
it.
is awake yet, but if you can see my red face, Sharon is absolutely right. So she is on the money. We tend to drag Xander everywhere. Daniel and I do not often have a date night, hence the joke.
well, We had that same thing when our kids were younger. Now they're almost
Well, he's
18.
like 14. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's time.
they've hit that age a couple years ago where they're
Right.
like, ugh, no, we just want to stay home. We don't want to leave the house.
I keep leaving messages on my Facebook page. I'm like, this looks really cool, babe. And he just does not pick up on it. So almost 20 years of marriage, I think we've gone on 3 dates.
Oh, how
Yeah, I know.
sad.
See, oh, no. No.
It's good.
Yeah,
that-
but
it's good to
see,
include your
dates
kids.
can be watching a movie and having a bag of popcorn on your couch.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe for other people. I want to get out of the house.
All right. Well, unless you have anything else.
Oh, today we've got a couple of new things on the. I'm using a different calendar now. I'm using that Creative District calendar. It's a reminder from the chamber that newsletter items are due today.
Ooh.
If you have an item that you want in the chamber newsletter, that needs to be in by 3:30 today.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Then tomorrow, Thursday, September 26th, in case you don't know what day it is today or tomorrow. Senior Bunko, 9 to 12 p.m., 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on the second and fourth Thursday. Now, where is that Senior Bunko? That is the question. Who has the answer to that?
You do.
I'm hoping you do.
Yeah, because you've got all the flyers.
She's furiously going through her papers. And I hope somebody has the answer.
hope I have
Right?
the
Wouldn't that
answer
be
to
at the senior center?
I think it's at the Senior Center. I know I had a flyer for it, but I don't know where that
I'm going to
flyer
go off
is.
on a limb and say it's at the senior center since it says senior.
Ooh, you
I
speak
know,
that foreign
right?
language too.
I know. I'm just like, man, I had my coffee this morning. Senior Center Bunko, right?
Yes.
There. Oh, she found the flyer.
Why didn't you? You had plenty of time to get yourself coffee this morning.
Just because I rolled in at like 2 seconds before we went live. Never going to hear the end of it.
Yes, it just says the Chihuahua Senior Center.
So, yeah, Chihuahua
So-
Senior Center.
Everyone's invited.
You know what?
Perfect.
That looks like a happening place, actually. I want to go check it out.
Yeah.
Right? With the dancing and the bunko and the other activities?
Yeah.
They do a lot of fun stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they invite anybody. You don't even have to be a senior.
Well, I might go. Maybe that's where our date night's going to be. We're going to go hang out with the cool kids at the senior center.
You know,
Yeah.
and not to confuse anybody because it's not happening this week, but I talked with somebody from the Chihuahua Springdale Valley Senior Club that meets in at the Valley Fire Department. They meet at the first and third Wednesday of every month. They have about 45 people coming to that every week, and they do they do a big potluck and play games, and they're bringing in more games all the time.
That sounds fun.
They just started it this year, I think, and man, it's really been taking off.
Wow.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
So they've got they're getting quite the turnout. They might have to get their own
Right.
senior center out there soon enough. But
right?
yeah, and they
move
meet
out
at
the trucks.
the Valley Fire Building, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Which you come into Valley and it's to your left after you turn the corner and you go to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that you know that. I didn't know where that was. Now I know where it is. On my left as I turn into Valley.
Yeah. Well, you come into Valley, turn a corner, and then you turn to the left, like the
Okay.
first block.
Yeah, that
yeah.
90 at the end when you sort of hit and you have to take a right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to take a left when you turn the corner, not a right.
Well, to
Yeah,
get to
you
the
said
fire
right.
department.
You
But
take
if-
another left.
Oh, really? I thought.
No, listen to Sharon.
Okay,
She
I'll
is
shut up.
wise.
I've been there for a
She is
baby shower.
all-knowing.
Yeah. But anyway. Okay. Also tomorrow is the Spokane Salish cultural event at the it's at
Everywhere, yeah.
three places. Yes. And you don't want to be late. You want to get all of this stuff. It's an educational and informative look at our local history. Preservations take place progressively beginning at the cabin. So at 6 p.m. at the Stevens County Historical Society Indian Agency cabin, there's a presentation and a tour. Now, I've been to presentations, but I've never gone on a tour of the building, so I'm excited to do that. It's only half an hour, so you want to be there at 6, so you get that. And then at 6:30, you're going to be walking over to the Walt Good. I'm speaking that same
contagious. I know,
language as
right?
you.
The Walt Goodman.
Yeah, the Walt Goodman Historical Museum. And there will be a presentation of a Native American collection and a beading demonstration
Yeah, it's
by
going to be neat.
Leona Stanger. From my distance, it looked like Stranger, but I know there's no R in that. Like Stanger. Anyway, so that should be really good because I find the beading fascinating.
So intricate, yeah.
And I want to ask, what kind of a needle did they use?
Yeah.
Because they had to use some kind of catgut or something, for their string.
Yeah, that or bone or something.
Yeah, but when you have these pictures of the beaded moccasins and stuff, it's like, how did they do that? Nowadays we have metal needles, so that, but anyway, and then at 7 they'll be over at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts, which is between the museum and the Historical Indian Agency, and there's going to be a presentation on tribal history and a social time and refreshments. So, and it's sponsored by the Walt Goodman Historical Society, Historical Museum, the Mistaquah, Spokane Tribe of Indians, Chihuahua Center for the Arts. I do not know. I can't read that. It's so small.
It's his son.
I know, but there's little writing down below it. Maybe it's on the... maybe we can click it on this.
Yeah.
And see and enlarge that because it's nice to know who your sponsors are.
Yeah.
You know who would have the poster? The chamber has a poster.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here. Hold on.
Yeah.
It is another small. It's a wonderful logo of a sun with the 4 directions. So it's something tribal. So maybe the Salish school or the Spokane tribe.
Oh, that could be.
What exactly? That logo there in the...
Yeah, on the bottom left.
I can't tell what that is.
And it's got some writing underneath
It's got the county, and it's got the 4 directions, and it's got the sun.
And we're sure glad they're sponsoring
and
this
we are
activity.
very glad they're sponsoring, and they have an awesome logo, but we can't read who they are. So maybe,
Yeah.
Oh, we have somebody. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, I can't tell what that is either.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are excited about the Salish Day.
Yeah.
It's my first Salish Day. We missed it last year. So I am super excited. I understand we would not have been allowed to go last year, right?
That's right, because it was only for school-age children.
I have it. I don't know if I can pronounce that. It looks like Yoyot. It is the Children of the Sun Community Coalitions.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank
problem.
you. All right, and also, did you have something else to say?
I
about
was just gonna back up to the morning. The Chihuahua Food Bank is open.
Yes.
From
yes.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we actually got a public service announcement for that. So tomorrow, next week. But a little heads up for next week. The DSHS mobile office is coming while the food pantry is open. From there, you can apply right there in person for food cash medical benefits. You can drop off paperwork. You can complete a review, make any changes to an existing case, or request your EBT card. So that is a week from today during the food bank hours.
So you don't have to drive all the way to Spokane.
And how it's so limited for some people who are working, that, because to get in there, that's difficult for some people to get in there during their times.
It is.
But if enough people come during that time, they might extend their hours.
Now, I do believe I don't believe you have to go to Spokane. I think they have an office also in Colville.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, so that volleyball game, and Ken wants to know, is it Ken? Yes, wants to know if Cougar volleyball is where younger male players play against an older female player.
I was going to ignore that, right?
Yeah. No,
Good morning, Craig.
Wow.
Chihuahua Cougar volleyball on Thursday, home against Davenport. And what's exciting is that we have that one, and then 2 days later on Saturday, we have a Cougar volleyball game home against Inchelium. Now, the Thursday one is an evening one. The Saturday one is an afternoon one. And I'm not going to tell you the times because they're like 3 times in a row, depend on which you want to go to, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3 or something.
So is this going to be all day?
No.
This volleyball?
No. but the one against Inchelium, I'm going to because my daughter is the Inchelium volleyball coach. So I usually sit behind their team and cheer both teams.
There you go. Sit right in the
You
middle.
have to sit on the line so you can, exactly.
Inchelium.
You
Yeah.
can cheer both of them.
Yeah.
Good morning, Leanne.
Okay. And was there anything else on Thursday?
I don't. That's what I
Nope.
have.
We're going
Okay.
to the
Did you get
27th. Yeah.
karaoke? Craig Meyer karaoke's at the Oasis for you singers out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from 8:30 to 11:30.
That's good to know.
Shout out to our friend Craig from Friday
Yeah.
morning. Yep.
He's all over the place. It's so exciting. If
Isn't it
you're
nice?
one of his followers, you can almost listen to him, 3 or 4 times a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
And he's doing great with our local musicians too, keeping track of everybody and sharing their gigs and what's happening. And it just lets everybody know what an incredibly lively musical environment we have here.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of Craig being everywhere, he said hi on the Facebook chat.
I know. I
There you
said
go.
good morning.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I
I'm sorry.
did.
I didn't catch it.
Keep watching. Oh, Daniel, you're late. Good morning, babe.
Okay, then
Friday.
we're going to go to Friday, and we start the day with the Chamber of Commerce meeting at 7 a.m. at the casino south of town. Then we have adult pickleball from 9 to 11:30 at the golf course. Craig Meyer karaoke at Fired Up Pizza from 8:30 to 11. Speaking of the Craigs.
Right? Craig's.
And then we have the farmers market, which is almost the end of the season. Not quite, but
Not
it's
quite.
yeah.
2 more weeks.
Yep.
2 more
And
weeks. Right, Friday, and then until 2 more weeks until the 11th.
and the Chihuahua, let's see, the football game is a bye. So there is no football this Friday. So that's why you go to volleyball on Thursday and volleyball on Saturday.
There you
There
go.
If you want to see the Chihuahua Jenkins High Cougar team.
Do you have to pay?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much are the tickets?
I think it's $6 for seniors, but I'm not sure. But
I love how you said $6 for seniors. What
But-
about for other people?
probably $1 more. I don't know. I don't remember. I just pay when I go in. If you go to all the games and you want to go to all the games, it's much cheaper to buy a season pass. And you can go to the high school and buy a season pass, and it gets you into all the football, all the wrestling, all the basketball, all the volleyball. It gets you in for the whole year. And so if you have a bunch of grandkids who play a lot, or if you just like
Right.
the high school sports, that's the way to go, is with the season pass.
And you have the senior price because you're going to be graduating later this year. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, dear. Oh, also, let's see. Then we go to Saturday. And this is, last week we talked about the Stevens County Sheriff's Ambulance CPR training, and that is this Saturday. So if you haven't signed up for that,
I think it's too late. They wanted
Is
to
it-
have you registered a week before.
I think you're right. It
Yeah.
says, must be paid 7 days in advance to reserve your spot.
Yeah.
Well, but
So-
I think that's such a service, such a nice
Oh,
service.
definitely.
And a reminder for the people that did register, where and when is that?
It is Saturday at,
It's at the fire station.
oh yeah, Stevens County. See, Paula's got better eyes than I do. And I've even got glasses on, and she does not. Yeah. And the classes, it's an all-day class, from 8 to 1:30. And so, but you come out with your CPR card, and a lot of businesses require you to take
Yep.
CPR classes.
But is that here in Chihuahua?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's in Colville.
Okay.
425 North Highway in Colville.
Okay.
Okay. So then, I said the farmer's market, which
Right. And we
doesn't
talked
have
about-
anything special things, but the farmer's market is special all by itself
always
without
special.
having.
Yeah, no, it's really, really cool.
Yeah. And then on Sunday, we have the All Ages Blues Jam at Fired Up Pizza.
Right?
Monday, we have
The
auditions for the one-act plays. And that's at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts, and that's at 6 p.m. The plays are going to be another month or so farther than that.
Got to give the actors some time.
Yeah, and the directors.
And the directors.
And, we've already signed up for the directors, but if you want to learn any of that, if you want to learn to direct, you want to learn to act, you want to learn to be backstage, this is the perfect time. There may not be a director spot open, but you could follow somebody.
Yeah.
You could be with somebody.
Could be someone's shadow.
That's the word I was
Creep around
looking
in the
for, a
dark behind
shadow.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just being
Yeah.
their aid and helping and watching. A lot
Yeah.
of it is just
Yeah.
really watching.
Yeah. Or if there's anything else about the theater you want to learn, this is the perfect time because we have good people who are involved with the lighting and the sound. And if that's something you want to learn, we've had classes in that, but we can do individual things. It's so September 30th and October 1st are the audition times. And they are they both at 6? Yes, both at 6
Both at
p.m.
6.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's at Chewelah Center for the Arts, which is just south of the museum, which is also just south of the park.
Yeah. At 405 3rd Street East in Chewelah.
Good
Yeah.
for you
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have that.
Right?
As I wasn't going to go out on a limb and say it. But you know what? It's interesting about this town. We have a couple of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd streets. So we have a 3rd Street East and a 3rd Street West.
Mm-hmm.
So we have had delivery people go to the wrong 3rd Street on the other side of the
Yeah.
highway. Now, when you go to Utah, they have all of their streets are 1, 2, 3, 4 East and 1, 2, 3, 4 West. You know.
Or
But
even
not
Seattle,
only,
yeah.
not only do we have like 3rd Street East and West, we have North 3rd Street East.
Yes, and we have a North Street also in this town and a West Street also in this
So
town.
is there like West, North, West, West, East?
Yeah, they're
Street?
up by me. Up past me, there's a North Street running east and west, I think, and a West Street running east and north and south. Oh, it's pretty crazy. Anyway,
I get when you actually break it down. I get the math behind it, but it does make things confusing, especially when you're trying to give
Yeah, really
directions
confusing.
for people coming in and out of town. It's North 3rd Street East, and they're like, so not South 3rd Street West? Yeah, yeah.
and on that day, also on the 1st, is Cougar Volleyball away at Newport. Wednesday, October 2nd, is bingo again, and Jenkins High Cougar Volleyball. Maybe I should say that instead of Cougar. Volleyball away at Medical Lake. And so just coming up, some highlights is the Fall Festival coming up October
Yes,
5th.
October 5th.
Yeah.
Kazoo Parade, Firefighter Olympics. So
Yeah.
That's right.
excited.
And
Yeah, there's-
it's 3 festivals in one almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be the car show happening behind the Mountain Market on Main. There's going to be music on the main stage all day, a beer garden, beer
All
festival.
day, yeah.
There's going to be the Firefighter Olympics are happening in the park.
Yeah.
And that's mainly in the morning, am I right?
The
They
Firefighter
go,
Olympics
like,
are
all
starting
day,
at
right?
noon.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're starting at noon.
Yeah, and
okay.
they're not going to be that long. So if you're
Yeah.
going to go there, they're about an hour and a half long.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I could get my spot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so you might want to get over there. There's still going to be music happening. Everything's happening downtown. Yeah, and the food. There's like I said, there's going to be local restaurants. We'll have dining areas outside. There's going to be fire burgers. The
Nice.
golf course is coming down to set up. So yeah, it's
So,
going to be.
yeah, so they'll have specials for the
Yes.
Oktoberfest or
Exactly.
Fall Fest. Also, that weekend really turns into a 2-day weekend
Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
on Sunday, October 6th, there's Rocktoberfest up at 49 degrees north. And I have no details on it except for that their flyer shows a
A mountain with a beer tap.
and lots of music surrounding it. Yeah.
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 There's got to be like I'm sure there's like a run or something going on too, right?
I don't know.
We will find out more. We're meeting today, and I'll find out more about that to bring it to bring back here for the rest of the week and next week.
Awesome. Okay. And then what about the Kazoo Parade?
I will have to say, so there are, if you are out and about, I'm going to get more out later today. You'll notice in a few locations around town, there are displays with kazoos
Kazoo,
and a
kazoo,
little
kazoo,
information
kazoo.
piece about that. So what these are, if you see these kazoos, you can also contact me. I'll be at the Friday market as well. These kazoos are $3 a piece. This is a fundraiser for KCHW. That kazoo, don't lose your kazoo because it also has a
lose it.
number written on the bottom of it. That number is also a raffle ticket. We're getting a number of prizes from local businesses. Andy Sandwich and Sports just gave us some gift cards last night. So we have a few
Nice.
$25 gift cards for Andy's.
Oh,
Wow,
nice.
We've got a bunch
nice.
of other businesses that say they want to contribute and give
Yeah.
out some prizes that we're going to be giving away during the day, during Fall Fest. And then about 5:30, we're going to all meet in front of the main stage. We're going to go over a couple songs, do a little tutorial.
A tutorial.
Yes. And then we are going to proceed
In an orderly fashion.
in an orderly fashion to parade around the festival grounds with our kazoos.
Oh, how fun. We're not going to go down Main Street.
It's going to be, it's going to be down Main Street.
Okay.
Yeah, the parade, the festival grounds, yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
festival's going to be on Main Street, Paula.
Oh, okay, because you
Yeah.
said main stage. I thought it was like the main stage at the park.
Oh no! Oh, we're meeting at the main stage at the festival.
Oh,
Yeah, the festival
okay.
main stage. Where all
See,
the
I'm
music
new
is.
here, so I thought, I'm limited in my understanding.
That is center stage. That's in the park.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
wait, but it's Center Stage Productions at the Chewelah Center for the Arts.
Yeah, it's a little, and it's the Chewelah Center for the Arts, and it's the Aaron Huff Memorial Cultural Center. So we have a lot of overlapping here because
is.
we do overlap.
We do a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. But yeah, so we're really looking forward to that. And the groans on people's faces when I tell them there's going to be a whole bunch of people with kazoos running around town
Kazoos,
is worth it for the whole thing.
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
They groan
Go
a
get
little
your
bit at
kazoo.
first.
Yeah.
But then when you tell them about it, they get a big smile on their face.
Right?
They're like, okay, I
well,
see what
kazoos
you're
are
doing.
awesome. Kazoos rock.
Okay, so I want to finish with
Okay,
a couple of
okay,
other just highlights. Also on that weekend, October 6th, as part of that 2-day festival, the Lions Club is having their half-century bicycle tour. And you can ride 8, 10, 25, or a 50-mile route. So if you're not real sure how far you can go, the 8-mile sounds pretty good, although
Yeah.
that sounds pretty long for me right now. But there was a time where I could do the 25-mile route, but I haven't.
Depends on if it's uphill or downhill or flatland or,
Well, the
dirt road.
50-mile takes you out. Anyway, it used to take you out Cottonwood and out that Cottonwood and across at the end of the valley and into Valley and then back Farmers Market and back. So it's quite a route.
Quite a route. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I don't know if they've changed the route or not, but it's challenging enough. And then coming up, just at the end of October, we have the Big Stomp. That's a 2-day event that you can go either day. The Stevens County Stompers, and that is at the Chewelah Center for the Arts.
Yeah, you were saying about that. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's a clogging, and you can get a taste of that at the Fall Festival, right?
Yeah,
The
that's right.
Stompers will be
They're
out.
gonna be performing during the fall festival. I was like, we have a 2-time national champion clogger in this town who was also the winner of last year's Cheweah's Got Talent, or I guess earlier this year.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're fun to have. They're a lot of fun to watch. Super high energy. A lot of folks get involved with that. So.
Well, and it says here that it's the American dance then and now. So I bet we're going to have some history with that at the Stevens County Stompers Showcase.
Oh, how fun.
I know
That's
I-
going to be neat.
We lived in the South where clogging is huge, and especially up in the Appalachians and some of those. A lot of it, I believe, comes from Scottish, Irish cultures.
I
from,
betcha.
from the early
Yeah.
settlers in America.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's got a long
good.
history here.
So what's the difference between clogging and tap dancing?
Well, when you look at it, it's not a lot.
Either way, it sounds really, really neat.
There's a lot of similarities, but I
Yeah.
think the clogging is a little more, I guess.
I think it's a full force
Flamboyant?
on your
Yeah.
foot, where the tap dancing. Well, and they do both because last year she did both. They had different people who tapped and different people who clogged. So
Okay.
you'll just have to come and see.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just also a heads up is the annual auction, and that's the 26th, the chamber auction. And I'm telling you, I got my tickets yesterday, and they only had one left at Valley Drug. And I don't know how many acres had. Last week at Chamber, they said there were only just a half a dozen or so tickets left around.
Oh,
and they
wow.
had, I believe they had 250 to start with.
Wow.
And so all the major tables are sold, and yeah, it's gonna, and it's out at the casino. And so if you haven't been to their new facilities, that's a good way to tour
Yeah, I hear
that.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
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 Really good restaurant out there. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then the next week after that, of course, is Trick
No,
or
the same-
Treat.
Yeah, it's the same. See, so it's on the 26th as well. The Trick or Treat Haunted Pathway is open for the first time.
Right.
Right, and so you can go do that. And actually, Sam has released her flyer for the Egyptian haunted house.
I did see that, but I
Yeah.
didn't get a
Oh, yeah, so
copy of
she's
it.
open multiple times.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can find the information for that, because, of course, we do that in conjunction with Bradley's Taekwondo as a fundraiser.
And that is a month away, but we just want you to be aware of that so that you're.
Monday, it's like the 1st is next week.
I know, so it's like today is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a month away. That's all. And so you got to have your costumes ready, and sometimes costumes take more than just going to the store and buying them.
Well, you don't have to have a costume to go through the trick or treat.
Oh, yeah, but you know what? You
More
want
fun.
to.
Yeah.
More fun.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree. All right,
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Okay, no apologies. I'm trying to. Our guest is waiting.
Okay.
We should probably go ahead and do we have anything else to cover before?
Nope. Those are just things that are teasers, that are
Yeah.
things that are coming up. We just
Yeah.
want people to be aware of that.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take our break.
Okay.
We'll let the news play, and we'll get our guest Jason Perrins on for the second half of the show. We'll be right
Okay.
back. You're listening to the KCHW Morning Show.
All right.
All right. There we go. All right. So we're going dead air on the. Let me go ahead and get over here. Oh. Hey, Jason. So really quick, we are live streaming right now. So anybody watching will hear this conversation. We're gonna get on the news here. It's gonna be about 5 minutes while that news plays and the sponsors play, and then we'll get right on with the show. You'll hear our music start up.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. So just go ahead and hold tight, and I'll get it switched over and go get our coffee refilled and be right back with you.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
He also claimed that the U.S. was on track to cut greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2030, in line with its Paris Agreement commitment. But progressive critics say the Biden administration hasn't pushed nearly hard enough, pointing to increased oil and gas production. Meanwhile, a new report warns that the nation's climate goals are threatened by the rapid growth of industries like data centers and electric vehicles. Shantia Hudson reports from Georgia.
Clean energy advocates say utilities are extending coal plant operations and planning new natural gas facilities to meet rising energy demands. Lori Williams, co-author of the Demanding Better report, notes that while companies set ambitious climate goals, utilities remain reliant on fossil fuels.
As just one example, in late 2023, Georgia Power reported a 20% jump in expected electric demand, largely due to new data center interconnections.
She adds that Georgia Power later filed an emergency resource plan citing rapid load growth as the reason for extending a coal plant's lifespan and adding new natural gas capacity. Williams stresses that while clean energy can take center stage, it requires actions from customers, regulators, and advocates alike.
Florida is under a state of emergency as Tropical Storm Helena moves toward the Gulf of Mexico. It's expected to intensify into a major hurricane with 115-mile-per-hour winds by the time it makes landfall on Thursday. Just as inflation starts to ease, small businesses face another looming threat, the potential expiration of the small business deduction. Danielle Smith explains.
It's also called the Qualified Business Income, or QBI, deduction, and if Congress doesn't renew it, it could affect nearly 266,000 small businesses in Mississippi, which employ over 430,000 people. Lee, along with the National Federation of Independent Business in Mississippi, says the Main Street Tax Certainty Act, which has bipartisan support, is set to expire in 2025. It's the law that has allowed small companies to deduct up to 20% of their qualified business income.
It's a massive hit to their business because they rely on that. And, they're also facing issues like inflation, cost pressure, and the uncertainty of the economy. So right now, the biggest focus is on that and getting the congressional members to sign on to support it, to reinstate it and make it permanent.
An NFIB August jobs report found that 40% of small business owners had job openings they could not fill in August, up 2 percentage points from July.
This is Public News Service. New research finds college students' mental health improving. We get the story from Edwin J. Vieira.
In the last 10 years, there have been significant increases in anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts, but the change in this trend is being attributed to increasing attention to student mental health, with schools providing greater access to mental health care and resources. Aaron Wachowski with the Healthy Minds Network says students are also seeing increases in positive mental health.
students feel like they are actively contributing to the happiness of others. They feel that they are competent and capable in things that interest them. They feel optimistic about their future.
The researchers also find increasing use of therapy and medication among college students.
More women are charged with pregnancy-related crimes since the end of Roe v. Wade, despite not being accused of violating abortion bans. Between June 2022 and June 2023, at least 210 women were charged with crimes related to their pregnancies. That's the highest number that's been identified over a 12-month period in research projects that have looked back as far as 1973. In a few months, North Dakota lawmakers will reconvene. LGBTQ advocates are still unpacking the fallout from the 2023 legislative session, when many controversial laws were adopted.
That session saw the passage of nearly a dozen laws deemed hostile towards LGBTQ people, namely students. One high-profile policy allows teachers to ignore the preferred pronoun of a student. Faye Seidler, a suicide prevention advocate for queer and transgender populations, suggests it can be tricky measuring the harm based on the intent behind some of these laws. But she says it's pretty clear that they've amplified the perception that these youth feel unwelcome.
That then translates into a suicide contagion where a lot of folks feel more dread, feel more scared, have heightened risk factors.
She points to national data from the Trevor Project that show elevated demand for mental health crisis hotlines amid a wave of these laws pursued by conservative legislatures. In school settings, Seidler says an underlying issue is there's no consistency in applying restrictive policies. I'm Mike Moen.
It's a week to celebrate kids with National Daughters Day today and National Sons Day on Saturday. But not all kids have a forever home. Nearly 360,000 children are in foster care in the U.S. In Texas, Adrian and Shane Potter adopted siblings, 12-year-old Isaiah, 10-year-old Jordan, and 4-year-old Sophia in 2020, after they had been in separate foster homes for years. Adrian Potter says the Dave Thomas Foundation worked with the adoption agency to get the kids settled with the services they needed.
Our caseworker got us connected to therapists, private tutors, music, private lessons. They connected us to.
States cover medical and other costs associated with kids in foster care. The process to qualify to foster or adopt a child includes a series of classes, background checks, and home studies. This is Mary Sherman for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
It's 8:16.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
And by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
All right now. Come on, boy.
Maybe I should go check my horse. See if he's fine out there.
Good boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to the KCHW Morning Show. We are joined here today with the school superintendent, Jason Parents. Good morning, Jason. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing very well, thank you. And the weather even helps make it better. So
It does. You're referring to a little bit cooler weather with the cloudy skies and.
Yeah, this is a good temperature. I mean, it'll get warm today.
Yeah.
But still, it's nice. It's really
So,
nice.
Chuck, on Facebook,
We can't see him.
we can't see his face.
He's behind the
still
"We'll be right back."
We still have a logo that says we'll be right back.
There we go. Sorry about that, Jason. I had a
I
logo.
didn't know. I didn't know I couldn't be seen.
All we could see was the top half of the image. There you are.
Okay.
There we
Well,
go.
You might want
Okay.
to put that back. It'd probably make the show go better.
I'll put it over my face from now on. Nobody has to see me.
No.
So good morning. Good morning. You got a lot of stuff to talk to us about today, and again, very happy to have you
Lots
here.
of things
Thank
to
you.
share. Yeah, and questions mainly. I mean, how you want to word the question helps better. I do better when people ask me questions. I'm not really good at just speaking, but
No,
anyways, here we are.
That's okay. So again, I meant to get you on as the school season started. I guess we're still pretty early in the year.
Mhm.
You know, it was one of those where we're making announcements, and all of a sudden, I think it was a Wednesday when Sharon was like, "Oh yeah, and school's back in session tomorrow," and I was like, "What?" So yeah. It kind of sneaks up on you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, it sneaks up on you, but it doesn't on us.
I'll bet that would put a different spin on things if it snuck up on you guys.
That would make it kind of awkward, right?
Right.
If it snuck up on us.
So as we get going in here, again, thank you for coming. I've seen one thing that I've noticed this year. It's not on the list here. We talk about it a lot every Wednesday and every day really.
Yeah.
This seems like the school lunches have really sort of like hit this new sort of level of I don't know. They seem different this year.
Different. Is that just the elementary school or is that the high school as well?
No, it's both schools. Yeah.
Is there something to spur that change? Is there just a new person in charge of it, or?
Well, I think it's actually started a couple years ago. I wish, when we want things to improve, we always wish we could just make it happen tomorrow. But unfortunately, it's a little more complicated than that. But no, we've been planning on. We've been working with. We had our previous cook supervisor retired, and we actually started with her. But as someone retires, you transition. So we actually started building this some time ago, and then we hired a new supervisor, head cook, I guess, and we actually had two other people join. We've been looking for kitchen help for quite some time, even into last year. And we got two new people in there. So the new person we've hired, her name's Kat, and she's doing an amazing job for us. She literally has transformed that, and she's got more energy than you can imagine. And so connecting with Farm to School, these are grants and these are programs in the state. And so we've got more healthy foods. We've got some more scratch cooking they're bringing in.
Yeah.
We actually had an open house when we had our open house at the beginning of school. We actually had several foods out, and people were trying those, and she was getting feedback. So our team of cooks this year are just like, we can't keep up with them. So
That's incredible.
They're throwing out so much different kind of food. They're trying it. The kids are all, and our lunch count is just like skyrocketed. So so what you're hearing is true. I mean, it's pretty amazing what's going on. So.
That's incredible. I know that's been a discussion since I was in school of, the sort of decline in nutrition and lunches in schools across the country. I know when I was in high school, we had a Taco Bell and a Subway in our cafeteria, and it was,
oh my gosh.
The kids loved it, but it wasn't well received by the parents.
No, we have a lot of healthy foods and a lot of people engaged in that as well. So no, it's going really well. I mean, it's what we wanted to, we've always wanted, and so we're going in the direction thanks to to our employees who are making it happen. So now it's just us standing out of the way and let them do their thing. So,
That's incredible stuff to actually see real food getting put down in front of those kids.
Right.
So speaking of you hired some new people in the kitchen. It looks like you need you need another new person on the school board. Is that what I'm seeing here?
Well, we're down. I'm glad you brought that up because we've been operating with 4 board members for let's see, we're in September. I don't quote me on the exact, but it's been over a year and a half, I think, or close to that. And we prefer to have 5 board members. I mean, obviously we can function with 4, but, and this is District 2, which is the golf course area, and I think towards Chewelah. So I think in the valley area, I don't have the exact boundaries, but if you live in the north side of Chewelah, so to speak, please contact us because we would like to. We're always in search. We've put ads in the paper over time. I mean, not recently, but we're continuing to ask for someone to come and serve on the board to help us. And so that's my plug for that topic for today.
Now, is that going to be an appointed position temporarily until the next election, or is that you're looking for somebody to run?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All they do is they contact the district office here, although our phones are down today. I don't know if you got the text.
I heard that.
So don't call today.
Yeah. Call us, but not today. Anyways, so contact the district office. There's a simple application. The board would love to look at that application, they'll probably interview most likely, and then make a selection if there's more than one, obviously.
Right.
And they'll try to pick, someone who can fill that position and support our schools. And, some people ask me, what does a board member do? And I could spend all the show talking about that, so I won't. But anyways, it's a great service to the community. You read a lot if you like to read and you want to help a team of the community to help guide and direct the district and support us as we try to improve in everything that we do. And that's who we need. And so there's 2 meetings a month. So it's like the first Thursday from 6:30 to 8ish. And then this third Wednesday, also 6:30 to 8 o'clock roughly. And those are public meetings. And so those are the only, I guess you can say, hard commitments. But if you're traveling and you miss one, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. It's just that we, like to have that consistency. And sometimes we have trainings and things like that. But really, it's really support because by law, I mean, this is all in statute, having the board oversee and describe the what is really important. And then from the superintendent or the principals and the staff, all 118 of us, our purpose is to implement the vision and what the direction the board wants us to go. And so that's kind of how that's a quick little version of, hierarchy and how things work. So.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like that if you're looking at people at the golf course, that's a lot of retired people. And that seems to me that if you're a grandparent, have grandkids in this school, you would want to be involved. And I would think that'd be a perfect thing for a grandma or grandfather to do.
Well, Sharon, go out there and see who you can find.
I don't live up there.
Do you need another volunteer position, Sharon?
No, I do not.
Well, and Sharon, you're spread pretty thin, but yes, definitely, someone who wants to commit. It's it's not a big commitment, but it helps a lot.
Yeah.
So we can't do as good a job as without a board.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can function, but having a board makes us do better. So,
and I know too, as the world erupts or the country erupts in political madness, a lot of times these local, especially these school board positions, are so important because that's that's really what shapes our future is the kids. So
yeah.
So I can tell you, for those that are listening, and if you want to be on the board, we're about student learning. So if you come on the board for something else, there may be a conflict.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Our focus is for kids to read at grade level with proficiency and mastery in math and science and thinking. And so that's our focus. We're building all of our professional development around it. That's our intention. I realize there's a political side to it, and it does impact us. I mean, there's no doubt it does boggle us down. But at the end of the day, that's where we put all our attention.
Right.
So.
Well, I was just saying, when you get into all this stuff and you see those, down at the bottom, there's those little school board positions. Don't ignore that. That's important.
No, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
All right. So I want to talk a little bit too. A couple weeks ago now, 2-3 weeks ago, there was a school closure. There was, I believe, I had heard the reports that possibly this was a false alarm. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this? What happened that day?
Yeah, interesting. So it was Tuesday on the 10th after let's see, we had Tuesday the 10th. I was driving to work in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting about threats in my career, usually the schools are the ones who identify the threat because it's something within, and we're usually the ones handling the investigation, the interviews. I mean, we're usually the ones that get that, right?
Right.
This was an interesting one for me because I was driving to work. This is a little after 7 in the morning. I get a call from from our SRO officer, because we have an SRO, school resource officer, which is a Chewelah City police officer who works in our schools every day. And he called me and says, "Hey, I think we have a threat to Jenkins." And I just happened to be polling in. So we have what we call an incident emergency team, or what's it called? There's so many acronyms, I can't even remember them all, but it's a incident response management team. So whenever we have a crisis, we can't always get everybody because it's a big group, but we get whoever we can as quickly as we can. And so we met at Jenkins just within minutes. So this is around 7:30. I don't remember the exact time, but all this communication has gone out to parents, by the way. Everything I'm saying has been in letters.
Mm-hmm.
And even we had the chief of police also send out a communication. I'll explain why that was done that way. Usually the communication comes from us, which we did communicate. But anyways, back to the situation. So they came to us with the threat. Like I said, this is usually unique. Usually we're the ones calling the police saying, "Hey, we have a threat." And so this was the reverse. And they said that this is a viable threat, but they hadn't investigated. They didn't know all the details. But from the looks of it, they said, "Hey, we highly recommend that you don't have school today." And so within minutes, we quickly got the word out, shut down. The buses hadn't arrived yet. So we quickly called the transportation. They turned around, took the kids home. Of course, there were some parents who were at work. So that took another 90 minutes to reach them and to make those arrangements. But it went really well. Our staff responded really well. And so we ended up having to shut down the whole district. Our Jenkins and Guest are like right across the street from each other. So, if one was maybe 10 miles away, maybe we wouldn't have done that one. But because this was specific to Jenkins. And then later on, as they investigated, our officers went up to Colville because that's where it generated. That's where the threat came from. They did the investigation. They found out that it ended up being nothing of the nature to be a legitimate threat. Mm-hmm. And so that's why Chief Cochran sent out his message, because we didn't do the investigation. I said all that I could say, and then I asked the chief to put something out to detail, what his investigation, and I think that kind of completed the story. So everybody had what they needed. So, and then we got back the next day. Once we knew that it wasn't anything, the staff, everybody responded right back in, and we just picked up where we left off. After thinking about this, when you have a strong culture and you have consistent patterns of behavior, whenever there's a disruption, it really helps to get right back into that pattern and get right back into that. So we had counselors, we had everybody available. We sent out communication to parents, just, how to talk to your child when there's, threats like this, how to walk through it. We had counselors available in case students came in, a little anxious and things like that. So, the district responded. We have a lot of amazing people here that know how to do things. And so I was very impressed with how things were handled. We had a couple hiccups. I mean, there were some things that we learned, obviously. Nothing goes perfect.
Right.
Normally I get all the school communication, and I did not that morning, which was interesting because I've gotten lots of them since then. So, somehow I didn't get
Did
them.
you should have got a text because that was one of the first things that went out. But,
I didn't get one.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd seen a lot of reports that was it the
Yeah.
elementary school that a lot of the parents didn't get any
Yeah,
information.
yeah.
They didn't. That
Yeah.
text system wasn't working or something that morning.
Yeah,
or-
that they
I-
got an email but not a text.
Yeah,
So
I
there were a
have a-
lot of
Okay.
I have a kid question. So I'm a kid, and I'm thinking
Yep.
about snow makeup day. Am I going to have to make up this day?
Yeah,
good
so
question.
far, we're more than likely have to make it up. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
We have a message into OSPI we're going to be sending in soon, but I don't, I know of other districts that have had to go through this and the state's not, they're not going to
Oh,
waive
yeah,
it.
it just was
Gotcha.
a question that came up among some kids
Yeah.
that I heard.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we should have a final decision on that, but our makeup day is until the spring.
I
so,
know, I know.
Yeah, so it's like,
make it up during Christmas break.
bite your tongue. Bite your tongue.
Ooh, I just made half of Shuila mad, the parents and the kids. So really quick to before we move on to the next subject, I know there's rumors every time anything like this happens. There's rumors swirling. Can you tell us exactly what the threat was, what happened, what it ended up being? I know it wasn't really a thing, but I'd heard all
yeah, I
kinds of
think
different stories.
I don't pull up the letter here, but Chief Cochran, he put out the details, and that's all I know too.
Okay.
My understanding is there was a person in Chewelah through a TikTok or social media that there was some alleged that they were going to shoot up Jenkins today or that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they went and researched it and talked and interviewed, I wasn't part of the interview,
Right.
but they found out, they just said, hey, it wasn't anything. So what they thought. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I do think this day and age you can't be too careful about these responses, and
Absolutely.
100% every time better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So because you never know.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah,
So moving.
and the
sorry, go
kids responded well too. Everybody did really well, and I think, we take threats seriously, and then once they've been handled, we get back to normal. And
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to live, and I think that's what we're doing. So yeah.
Exactly. And I don't think there's any amount of, I guess you'd call it annoyance, minor or major, that is worth the safety of our kids.
Yeah.
So good job. Definitely the right decision to cancel school that day, I believe. So moving along here, I hear there's discussion about a new announcer's booth for the stadium.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was there. I walk the track most mornings, and they've got the bleachers moved, and they've got stuff laid out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, what's happening there?
Well, interesting. The announcer's booth was part of a levy from 4 years ago or 3 years ago that the community passed, because that old one, I think this was in the paper, and it was also mentioned, I think, in my newsletter, but the old one there, I think, was built back in the 50s. And I think, Sharon, your husband helped us identify the time. But
Yeah.
that thing is amazing. I don't know how, we're all wondering how it has stood so long. Because when they went to go tip it over, they just touched it and it just fell right over.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's
the base of it
terrifying.
was rotted out, and it was only in it just I don't know the exact feet, 6 feet or whatever. The posts were not in that deep. And so it's amazing. I mean, we're all just amazed by that. But anyways, every year our district is audited to some degree in safety. So we go through a safety check every year. People come from the outside, and that announcer's booth always been on the list, and they always say you need to replace that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we put it in the levy. Interesting enough, why we thought we could have this done by the season. The biggest hang up that we came across was because we were going to do it all over the summer so that we could start the football season and have a new announcer's booth. But when they went to put the new foundation in, or put the new beams in, to then put the new announcer's booth on top of that, the posts, they went down over 100 feet and they couldn't hit bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a lake underneath us, and so they couldn't hit bottom for the foundation. So that caused us to have to go back to the engineers. They had to redo it, which increased the price, which we had to go for a bid, and so it just kept, this and other things kept happening because per policy, if projects over a certain amount, we have to go out for bid, and we had kept everything, tight. And so anyways, that's kind of why it's taken so long.
Right.
And now they have the steel. The foundation was finally poured, and if you look back there, you can see it. It's pretty solid. And I'm not an engineer. I don't know how they did it, but they did something fancy to where it's solid.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're start building, I think today, or they've already started. I don't know, Sharon. I haven't been out to the track if they started putting things together, but
I wasn't there today, but yesterday all this metal was laying up where the bleachers had been, and they looked like posts and stuff. And it was kind of cool.
So it's going to take them a few weeks to put it all up, but that's what they're doing now. And finally, which is great. And thanks to the community, obviously for funding this project.
Yeah.
So based on what I see now with the steel and the foundation, this should last at least 200 years. I'm thinking at least 200 years. If that other one lasted 50 and it was on toothpicks, I think we got, I think we can say that this one's going to be a real good one.
Maybe a good 50 years so it doesn't sink, right? If there's a lake underneath it, it might that concrete base might just slowly start going down.
Yeah.
I know
disbursement, right? With the weight.
Yeah.
I know that's a problem here, and I think anybody who's ever dug fence posts or anything knows this is
right.
Of all the places I've lived,
Bogland,
I've never had anywhere where it's as easy to dig here. There's just like all sand.
Not at my house. It's all clay.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a blessing and a curse, I guess. You know, when it's really easy to dig, but then you go back next year and none of your gates work because they've all sunk about 6 inches.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just got to keep cutting the bottom off. And every year your gate gets a little shorter.
Jeez.
It'll end up being like a little fairy gate that's only 2 inches high. It'll be like, okay, time to put in the new one.
Yeah, when the dogs can just step right over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
So I got a quick question too about the announcers booth. Is that going to be? Are they building the platform, and is it a pre-assembled booth that they're just going to set on top? Okay.
Yeah, it's the booth's already been made.
Okay.
It's been made. We just have to put the beams in, and then they're going to plop it right on top, I guess. So.
And along with that, is it still like the same PA announcer system or anything like that?
It'll be a press box, so it'll have all the. I mean, there's not much in it. But yeah, it'll have all the same things I had before. And
is there the capability to maybe perhaps broadcast a
Jeff
game
wants
live?
to do a live game. Yeah.
No, those can be cameras can be put up. Yep, all that stuff can be done.
That could be really fun.
Yeah.
All right. So along with football season, school's back in session. Is there anywhere that the parents, families can go, even the kids, to go see the curriculum, what they're going to be doing, class by class? Is that?
Yeah, that's what we're doing now. Actually, if you go onto our website, we just made this subtle change, and we'll be making changes throughout the year. Last year, we put up on our website the standards that students will be guaranteed that we'll be teaching. So the priority ones, like here's what you're going to learn in third grade in reading. Here's what you're going to learn in third grade in math. And so those have been up for over a year, but now we're growing it. So if you go on to the website under schools, you'll see K-12 curriculum. And so our staff are working, they have been working, they continue to build their unit plans. So if you have, this is what you're going to learn in third grade, then you're going to start to see more information come in there so that, yes, so eventually, if you want to know what's being taught in second grade, what students are learning, you'll be able to see that there. It's kind of like also the high school will also be putting up the syllabus. So teachers' syllabi, what the course is, things like that. That's already given to parents and kids. They already know that, but we'll have those up as well. A year at a glance. So it's kind of like a scope and sequence. So you'll be able to see, okay, this is what they're going to be learning in more detail in addition to the standards, but then what's going to be covered. That will also be slowly uploaded throughout the year as things get completed. And those things are always updated too, because as teachers teach and kids learn, they make modifications and things like that. So our hope is by the end of this year, that will be more complete than it's ever, well, it's never existed on the website. I mean, teachers have had these things, but bringing them together so you can see all the way through K-12, that's why it's K-12 curriculum. You'll be able to see that. And right now you can go on there and see some things. Right now we have our curriculum management plan. It's how we are going to manage and our philosophy behind our curriculum. And then the board just approved last week our professional development plan. You can actually see that. The professional development's really essential. So if we want to improve teachers, the only way that I know, not improve teachers, in order to improve student learning. So if we have a number of kids that are doing well and we want to get to the other students, teachers have to work together and we have to continually train teachers. So the profession of teaching is constant learning and growing and improving your craft. And no matter if you've been teaching for 30 years or 1 year, it's a constant. And so by strengthening our teachers, we will also impact more students that are learning in the classroom. In addition, our staff over the last year or so, we're getting much better at working together. And we're still working on it, but they're collaborating together and they're making every child, each student is everybody's responsibility. Sometimes maybe remember it's like, oh, this is my teacher, the teacher's responsible for these kids. And that portion of that's still true because there's a teacher in a classroom, kids go in there, but we're really trying to build it working together so that all students are served by all staff. And so that's what we're evolving into right now so that we can reach those other students that we haven't been able to reach. And each building is developing you'll hear the acronym MTSS, which is multiple tier systems of support. So it's like not just the teacher now. Now you got the teacher plus other teachers, and you have teachers working together to help all students. Right. And I'm probably making it sound easier than it is, or maybe it's complicated, but we're working on that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Now I want to ask you, and I know a lot of us in this room right here, and a lot of folks I talk to. Luckily, we've got the Arts Guild this year doing the Art in School program. I know the schools here are taking part of that. They're doing some instructions with the classes, and we've got the theater is doing such a great job with those kids running the theater program that I do believe they get school credit for.
Yes.
Which is amazing. Are there going to be any upgrades into school provided art? Because I know everyone in this room agrees that art is so integral into the learning process and helping kids process some things, especially some of the kids that need that little relief from the day-to-day stuff. Can you tell us about any of that?
No, I think we have a art teacher, Mrs. Smith, who Burgess. She actually has gone to some of the meetings. She's reaching out, so I know she's making an effort to get connected in there so that she can have her students involved in that. And I actually just had a conversation with her, I think it was last week, about this. So this is at the Jenkins at the secondary school. So I know there's a significant effort on her part to try to connect and be involved in the community. So we're going to continue to participate in that as much as we can. I don't know if I haven't been here very long. Right. I don't know what the participation has been before, but I know that's been something that I know she's very interested in doing. So.
Right. Well, and I'm not singling out the schools. Just across the country, the last few years, there's been a trend in when it comes time for those budget cuts, it seems like the art departments always seem to take the brunt of it. When, in my opinion, it's probably one of the most important aspects and forgotten aspects in school.
Yeah, because we've passed levies in this community, there shouldn't be any issue with that.
Good.
Now, we have those. That's why the levies help us with the arts and stuff like that. Now if we wanted them to grow and get bigger, obviously we'd have to ask for more levy funds. But right now what we have is significant, and our teachers are maximizing in the arts. I think we're doing an amazing job given the resources that we have.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, from a grandparent and a parent's view, when the school enrollment went down, we saw choir taken out of the schools, and then we saw drama. We still have band and we have art. It just was something that was sad from a parent's point of view to no longer have choir or no longer have drama in the school. So
those are always tragic things.
Yeah, so we're glad over at the center that we do musicals and the kids are singing over there and learning to dance and things like that, but it only affects, we have 50 students in this next production, so that's not a large, I don't know how much a percentage of that is, but that includes kids from 4 or 5 to 18, so that's, not a
small
big
percentage,
small percentage of your students in your school that get to participate.
Well, if you have, Sharon, if you have about 50 of our students in your program, that's actually really good. Because you only have, in the secondary school, you only have like 350 students.
Right, but we have actors from preschool up through senior and high school, so we have quite a few. Yeah.
No, I think you draw a lot of students.
Yeah.
For the size of the district, I think it's, being a principal in prior schools, you generally will have about that many students in a production.
Yeah.
So I think we're doing, and it's great to have that, because you're right. If our numbers could go up, if we could build a few more houses in the area or something, I don't know, but if our numbers can go up, then you're right, we can offer more.
Right.
That generates the funds to offer more classes and programs.
Yeah.
A lot of our teachers they're teaching multiple subjects. It's not normal. But it's normal for districts our size. But if you go to bigger districts, teachers teaching, 1 or 2 subjects the whole day.
Right.
A lot of our teachers are teaching several just to be able to provide that variety.
Yeah.
And it's harder on a teacher because of the preparation. If you have all the 4 to 5 different subjects you're trying to teach, it makes it's more intense. And so what the variety we do offer, not just in the arts, but other electives, for having such a small school district, we're doing some amazing stuff for these students so they don't miss out. Good point.
Yeah. Sort of in a related vein, just personally, I know I heard it's been off and on maybe over the years. Maybe I think last I heard it was still being used. But that metal fabrication shop, the metalworking shop in the school was such an amazing facility. Is that in use now? Are there classes being taught there?
Oh yeah, no. Okay. In fact, it's actually gotten better.
Good. Good.
We have students that are now competing in welding, and we're going to try to do that more and get students welding certified. I know we have a new teacher who's been building that program for the last year or so. We have a new ag teacher who's just kicking it, and a computer science teacher who's just, no one can keep up with her. And so we have an amazing staff right now, and they are we have these agreements with industries and groups. In fact, I've gone to chamber a couple times saying, hey, if you have projects that the community needs, we've got a shop that's willing to do it, and they've done it before in the past. So, our teacher's getting certified every year. He gets more certified and more industrial type skills. So, it's going to continue to grow. Doing some good stuff there.
That's fantastic. That's good to hear. Yeah, I know. When Aubrey left the school, the whole community had a collective gasp.
Right. Yeah.
And it was like, oh my goodness, because she was so amazing in that school, and it's really good to hear that someone's stepping in. And
she's really doing well.
She left,
and we were fortunate to find her.
Good. Yeah, Aubrey left big shoes to fill, and it's really cool. It's good news to hear that.
She'll fill them.
Good.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. So, do you guys have any more? Do you guys have any other questions for Jason?
Well, I have one. I hear rumors about the old middle school and the progress that's being made there, and I just wondered if you have an update on that.
Yeah. Well, interesting enough, I just actually had a meeting with New Health. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, and they're still collecting funds. So as you know, New Health is grant funded. It's a nonprofit, so they are looking for money, and they're still on the hunt. So everything's still on track. It's just a matter of time. So that transition to where we're going to do the swap, that's still in the books. But they are still trying to raise money, and they're working with, the Capitol here in Washington, the federal. So their job is to collect those funds or to get those funds to support it. So as soon as they have it, I can't. They could have it in 2 months, or they can have it in a year. So it's however they're doing. So we're just waiting for that to happen. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, obviously we'd like it to happen tomorrow, but they have to collect several $1 million. So to do that, and so they're on the hunt still. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, I'm sorry. Did I cut you off?
No. I was just going to say it's exciting to see what can be here as soon as they get it done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited about it too, especially have the medical learning facility in Chihuahua. That's going to be big on so many levels. For so many different important things, bringing people to town, having the resources. I'm looking forward to the food court they're talking about putting in there. So there's that. All right. Well, Jason, thank you so much for coming on. We're just about out of time here, but appreciate it. And you're welcome on anytime.
Okay. Well, no, thank you for having me. And thank you for the questions. Hopefully this was helpful to all those that are listening or will listen. And and we'll check in again another 3 or 4 months and do it again.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Chuck, for having me. Thank you very much.
I think so. No problem. All right.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So we are moving right along here. Let us switch back over to our other camera feed. And where are we here? I have too many windows open here. Let's see. There we go.
There we go.
There we are. All righty. Well, that was great. Thank you, Jason, once again for coming on. The school superintendent here for the Chihuahua School District. Maybe we can get some more information if New Health gets some more info. Maybe we can get the two of them on together. That'd be really nice.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do some in-depth discussion. I know New Health, also one of our sponsors here at the radio station. They've got facilities all over. They're always building their their services they offer and always building up stuff. Brandon Hansen recently is their new. I'm not sure exactly what his title is, but their new PR guy. A long time he's been with Ted. He's one of our board members here at the radio station as well. Going to be doing some good stuff there with New Health. So
very nice.
A lot of changes over there. Good stuff. All right. And we are, like I said, just about out of time for the show here. Do you guys have any parting words of wisdom before we head out?
Well, I feel like I should let everybody know what that clink sound was that you might have heard on the radio. I'm so excited about Halloween that I have little tiny pumpkin bell earrings that I was wearing, and I think they're delightful. I love listening to them when I wear them. But Chuck and Sharon are both like, "What is that sound we hear?" So in case you were like,
ringing in the microphone, right? I'm like, "What is
those
that?"
are my earrings, and they made me take them off. So I promise not to wear them again on the radio. But you might hear me tinkling around town.
Oh,
we didn't make you take them off.
Forced me, pinned me down during the break, ripped them out of my ear. No, you didn't.
Well, all right. Once again, big thank you to Jason Perrins. Big thank you to you two for coming in today. Big thank you to everyone out there listening. You can stay tuned right here tonight from 6 to 8 p.m.
And thank you to you, Chuck.
Aw,
we couldn't do it without you.
Oh,
no, because I'm the only one that knows which buttons to push.
Exactly. Well, no, you didn't tell me about a button. I know one button.
You may want to do it without me, but you can't because I control it. All right. Yeah, so 6 to 8 tonight with Music for the Mountain. Then 8 to 10 p.m. is Dirt Road Blues with our very own Dirt Road Doug McQuain right here live in the studio. Then from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. it is Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock, Total, and Earth Date. Don't forget, as you're out and about out there and you see a kazoo display, get yourself a kazoo. It's a fundraiser for KCHW. We're always trying to do improvements, stay on the air, fix up our theater to bring you more exciting entertainment right here at KCHW.
So you can get one for yourself, and then you need to get one for the rest of the people in your family so that you can do family kazoo parades. And then, maybe your neighbor is really nice and you want to do something nice for your neighbors. You get them a kazoo.
Buy 20 of them.
At $3, yeah.
And also,
I think everybody needs a kazoo, at least one. Maybe you need to have a spare kazoo. Maybe you need to buy one kazoo, and then you're like, oh, I like that color, and then you buy a different kazoo in a different color.
Well, don't forget, we're getting some great prizes in from businesses around town, and we're going to be giving away prizes using those kazoos as your raffle ticket.
Yeah, so you want more than one kazoo.
Yeah. Don't think of them as just just a beautiful, lovely
musical
instrument.
Yes.
I've
They are-
seen them.
Low-skill
You guys
musical
are really,
instrument.
They are
really
also your
pushing the
raffle
line.
ticket. I have my kazoo somewhere. I couldn't find it last night, but I have one somewhere.
Oh my gosh, you need a new kazoo, Chuck. Where can you go to
where
get a
could
kazoo?
I possibly get a kazoo?
Yes.
I
Where
know.
can you go?
And also, those businesses out there that are selling the kazoos, they're also competing to see who can sell the most kazoos.
Right.
The business that sells the most kazoos gets a free month of sponsorship right here on KCHW.
And that's going to be awesome because that
Whoa,
means
that's
we can talk
nice.
about that business all the time.
And this is just coming into the holiday season, a free month before, all the holidays. What a grand incentive.
We'll get those sponsorship announcements going for right before the holiday season. So
We need to get kazoos at the theater for stage time, and then all the kids would have to buy a kazoo.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because then, they'd be like, oh, it's like, we
I'm
have a little
sure
sign.
Janet would just love it.
Wouldn't she love it? Oh, she would hunt me down.
Yeah.
I think she'd probably hunt me down. So in addition to all the fundraising and prizes and giveaways, there's also going to be a kazoo parade. We're going to meet again at 5:30 in front of the main stage during the festival. We're going to do a quick little lesson and get out there and do a parade around the festival grounds.
You have
with our
such high
kazoos.
hopes. A quick little lesson. It's going to be kazoo pandemonium.
So-
kazoo pandemonium.
So we
I'm trying to
found
make up
we
a word.
found a really nice lesson online that we meant to put the QR code on the posters, but just kind of ran out of space on the posters, really.
Mhm.
And basically, it's about a 15-second lesson. He says, don't blow in it. Don't go because you're not going to make any noise with a kazoo. You just hum. You put your mouth you put your mouth around it and just
Yeah. Do you have
And
a
it'll
kazoo
make
that we
noise.
can demonstrate that with, Chuck?
I do. They're right out there in the other room.
We'll do that
On
next
Friday
week.
with Craig, we'll have to have a kazoo.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to have a kazoo demonstration.
Yes, we will do a live on-the-air kazoo demonstration with
Yes.
video that people can see.
Yes.
So you yourself can learn how to play kazoo.
You yourself can learn how to play. No, it's the best instrument at all to start with because it's all you, babe.
You know what? I think it's better than the recorder.
It's all you, babe.
Because at least you can
Right?
make noise instantly with a
With a
kazoo.
kazoo.
And a recorder still takes some learning.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, you could just blow, but yeah.
all right, everybody, that does it for our time. I want to thank you so much for listening to the KCHW Morning Show. You guys have a great day.
Have a great day, everybody.
Yes.
See you Friday.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good night, farewell.
It's 9:02.
Your KCHW Morning Show.